Heya, cryptozens. Tonight's stories. Warren unveils bill to force sanctions compliance. Bank of Canada and MIT announce collaboration on CBDC. Russia licenses bank to exchange digital assets. It is 10 p.m. Pacific time. The date is March 17th, 2022, and welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm your host, Nick. The cover model for this podcast is Tex, and together we take a nightly look at the crypto, NFT, and metaverse space and the industry that surrounds it. We bring you new stories on familiar topics. And keep in mind, nothing in this show should ever be considered financial advice. If you're new here and you find that you like the show, subscribe and rate us. Leave us a review. Tell your friends. Give Tex and I 5 stars. All of those things will help other people find their way to this podcast. So wow, the rise and fall of Bored Apes floor price. While it might be overstating things just a bit, it has been a crazy day for the apes and their hodlers. Now, we reported yesterday, sales volume for Bored Apes was up 327%. It was up 330% for mutant apes. CryptoPunks was also up, and they're not even part of the Apecoin ecosystem. At least not yet. But Bored Apes, their floor price went from 92 ETH to almost 109. In terms of US dollars, that's a drop from $257 to $305,000. So, $48,000 jump up in 24 hours. However, that was not made to last, because while trading volume for the apes went way up, the floor price has also dropped almost 20% on the Bored Apes, around 18% on the mutants. It's even worse for the dogs. The floor price for the Bored Ape Kennel Club, that dropped 21%. Apecoin too had a wild ride. Soon after appearing on Coinbase today, it shot up to a peak of $39.4 per Apecoin. Then it too tumbled. At the time of writing, is sitting around $7.50. Now, personally, I would never have sold an ape. They are just way too iconic. And certainly not after seeing what the Ape Foundation has planned so far. I just couldn't sell. Now, before we get into tonight's stories, let's take a quick look at the markets. At the time of writing, the global crypto market cap is $1.82 trillion. That's down 0.13% on the day. The top 5 cryptos by market cap are Bitcoin down 1.2, Ethereum up 1.1, Tether, Binance Coin up 6.2%, and USDC. The global NFT market cap is just above 10.08 billion. That's up 8% in the last 24. The top 5 NFT collections on OpenSea by sales volume are Bored Apes up 1,800%. So see, that's at sales volume. Even though the price went down, the volume went up, which means they just changed hands a lot. Mutant Apes up 1,187%. CryptoPunks up 66%. MPL Official, that's a new listing, so they're going to be even up on the day. And CloneX up 136%. Keep in mind, some of these collections have very volatile prices, so do your own research. Warren unveils bill to force sanctions compliance. And to be sure, it's meant for the foreign crypto exchanges, not the U.S. exchanges. U.S. exchanges are already enjoined against dealing with sanctioned persons and parties. Now, this bill was announced today, the 17th. It's called the Digital Assets Sanctions Compliance Enhancement Act, and it's designed to block crypto companies from doing business with sanctioned entities. It was introduced with the support of Senators Rhee, Warner, Tester, and others. Now, what it would do is it would allow the president to add foreign crypto exchanges and companies to a sanctions list if they support evading sanctions. Senator Warren wrote, quote, "This is a bill that would authorize the president to sanction foreign cryptocurrency firms that are doing business with sanctioned Russian entities and authorized the Treasury to act. Now, it sounds like the president's administration would be responsible for identifying any persons who are three things. They're foreign, they are an exchange, or they're someone that facilitates cryptocurrency transactions, and they supported sanctions evasion by Russian individuals. And keep in mind, legally speaking, person could mean either a flesh and blood human or an artificial person like a corporation. And basically, only a national security issue would block one of these operators from being put on the list. It also sounds like they're kicking around the idea of blocking ordinary Russian citizens from exchanges. If it's decided that it's going to be in the best interest to do so, of course. Treasury would be the ones who would do that. Based on this bill, they would be expected to make a report to Congress on blocking ordinary citizens. Bank of Canada and MIT announced collaboration on CBDC. So here's what's up. It's going to be a 12-month study, and it's a partnership between the Bank of Canada and MIT's Media Lab's Digital Currency Initiative team. They intend to work together to understand how technology could shape the design of a central bank digital coin. Now, what this is going to do for Canada seems obvious. It's going to help them get a better handle on how to manage a digital coin as a payment instrument. In a statement, they said, quote, "It will focus on exploring and experimenting with potential technology approaches to determine how a CBDC could work." One thing this study is not going to do, it's not going to give us their final answer on whether Canada is going to adopt a CBDC or not. It does, however, help the bank get a better handle on the research and development of digital currencies and fintech. So while it won't form the decision on the CBDC, it will certainly figure heavily into it. Now, as far as the Digital Currency Initiative team, MIT's team, it's fitting right in with the research that they'd released last month. They were working with the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, and they released a 35-page white paper on the development of transaction processing software. Under an open source license, the MIT and Boston Fed researchers released Open CBDC. Now, that's a tool that lets anyone who wants, they can take a look under the hood and inspect, modify, or enhance their code. Now, earlier this year, the Federal Reserve released their white paper. We covered it here. It was on a dollar-based CBDC. Now, they were also looking for some input from the public and from lawmakers. Jerome Powell said he wouldn't move forward on the CBDC without support from both Congress and the President. Now, this paper is called Money and Payments, the U.S. Dollar in the Age of Digital Transformation. It discusses the potential benefits and risks of CBDCs in the U.S. economy. It was published on January 20th. Russia licenses bank to exchange digital assets. Still trying to sidestep sanctions. I don't think it's going to work, though. So, on Thursday, Russia's Sberbank was given a license to issue and exchange digital financial assets. Now, in February, this blockchain platform called Atomize Russia, they were the first firm to be allowed to run a crypto exchange. And keep in mind, this is a place where the central bank has been a long vocal opponent to any kind of cryptocurrency at all. They absolutely do not like the idea of mining or trading. Well, things change. It looks like this Sberbank is going to launch their own crypto. Now, in addition to Atomize Russia and Sberbank, there's another unit called Lighthouse, and their financial ecosystem. They also got permission to issue digital assets and exchange them. Recognizing the security benefits, Sberbank said that they'd be using blockchain technology. They also said they'd allow companies to issue their own digital assets, buy assets from Sberbank's system, and make other transactions. So this Sberbank coin thing isn't a reaction, believe it or not, to this Ukrainian invasion. In late 2020, Sberbank said that they were teaming up with JP Morgan to launch their own cryptocurrency called Apecoin. Well, that never really materialized. A source told Reuters that even before the crisis started, though, Sberbank had been actively working on their own coin. Now, right now, it's not immediately clear how these sanctions are affecting the development of this coin, or what their relationship with JP Morgan even is right now. What is known is that the Russian central bank has long been opposed to cryptocurrency. They were afraid that it would upend the Russian economy. Well, it looks like now that they're having to give ground to their finance ministry, because those guys are all over some crypto and some mining. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. So let me ask you this. What do you think? Would you ever sell your Bored Ape? Once upon a time, I'd have said, sure. But now, I think I would keep one. Just the ability to play my ape in my games and still stories and pictures and stuff with my ape on it, that sounds awesome. I'd definitely be looking at some sort of Bored Ape CryptoPunk crossover if I had one of each. So yeah, I think I'd hold on to it. But they are amazingly, breathtakingly expensive. I can understand why someone would sell. So what would you do? Send me an email at crypto.overnighter@gmail.com. That's crypto.overnighter@gmail.com. Now, I am going to be on the road Saturday, the 19th, and again Wednesday, the 23rd. There will be no show on either of those nights. And give Crypto in 5 Minutes a Lesson. We're up to 32 educational podcasts and counting. 5 minutes to explain one concept in crypto. And until next time, may peace reign.